Right, shall we get started? Let's turn Ollie up. Let's turn the game sound up. Do that again. Yeah. Mm. I really hope they can hear you on the stream. It's not being picked up on my side, but if you're in the chat, could you hit Ollie? I know it's a harsh thing to say, but no, it's not picking you up. No, it's not picking you up. It's picking me up. Picking me up. Picking me up. I'm gonna try now. Oh, try that now. Oh, try that now. Might be a Discord thing. Let me kill my Discord and open it again. Yeah, apologies about this, ladies and gents. We'll be right with you. It wouldn't be a Toga stream if it wasn't for any slight audio issues. Everything seems to be okay, apart from you being able to hear Ollie, which some people say that would be a good thing. But others would say it's not. So let's reconnect. Now, oh, say that again. Stop picking you up. On the... Say that again. No. It's picking every other audio channel up, but VAR just try again. It's not picking Ollie up. Oh, you might have a night. You might have a night off, Ollie. Yeah, yeah, you might as well do that. No. Oh, thanks, mate. In a bit. Blah blah blah. Well, good evening, everyone. Oh, let me start again. How are we doing, everyone? Hope you're well. Let me just sort my HUD out. Apologies for the. I actually don't know what's happened there. Ollie, for some reason, isn't being able to be picked up through my. So I have Wave XLR set up, and for some reason, I was chatting to Oliver in Discord audio. I could hear Ollie in my ears, but unfortunately, the audio through my Wave XLR software, if you like, wasn't picking Ollie up. So unfortunately, rightly or wrongly, good or bad, that you're stuck with me this evening. So I'm just about to. Not Cal. Thank you very much for the follow, man. Appreciate you on Twitch. I tell you what, has anyone else updated their app on their phone for Twitch? It's very different. It's very much TikTok related, TikTok style app where you now scroll through your watch list or your favorite or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's extremely different to how it was before. I'm not sure if I like it yet. I'm gonna have to maybe work that out in the future. But yes, welcome your faces in. Hope you're well. This has been a long time coming this week. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I mean, I do sometimes if I'm like laying in bed and stuff. I don't have Twitch on my. I don't have Twitch on my TV or anything. So, and so I always did my iPad like flat as well. So, yeah, sometimes I don't have the choice, but yeah, it's a brand new update. I would definitely have a look at it. Right, I feel like I'm shouting down the microphone a little bit, and you guys probably getting the full brunt of it. So, yeah, welcome in, everyone. Ryan, welcome in. Barry, welcome in. Not Cal. Thanks very much for the follow on Twitch, by the way. And obviously, Dexter, welcome in too, mate. Hopefully, you got your little surprise that I sent you. Oh, okay, you did. Yeah. No, I appreciate your whole work, mate. And obviously, I know it's not a massive thing, but yeah, it's just a little appreciation for spending basically all week getting the server up and running. Bad Girl Beach, thank you very much as well for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. We are at Red Bull Ring this evening for World Tour, the Toga Motorsport World Tour Season 2. We are at a very, very wet Red Bull Ring this afternoon or this evening, wherever you may all be watching. And there was a possibility that it was just going to be me and Ollie in the comms box this evening. But unfortunately, due to Ollie not being able to be heard on stream, you just got me for the next 80 odd 90 minutes, or however long we're going to be live. So hope you guys don't mind that. And we are live on Twitch, YouTube and on TikTok, so if you're watching in on any of those platforms, do come and say hello and welcome yourselves in. We are running with a brand new server this afternoon or this evening, and hopefully we don't get any disconnects, because poor Dexter will cry. How the devil is everything and everyone? Ryan, we are doing okay, mate. We are doing okay. We had a slight technical issue with our server hosts. Our server host wasn't really performing to the level that we expect, so we spent the last week or so trying to find a new host. The server we have now got working after Dex's amazing effort, plus everybody else that's got involved. Reese, Kevin, myself, people that are a bit more technically minded, have all sort of come together, and we have now got a server of all servers. Like, honestly, this server is absolutely effing insane. If I just return to garage, I mean, we've got a grid of 24 drivers and the CPU is running at 5%. I mean, like, the server this is running on is absolutely insane. Plus, we also have the Nord 6 hours tomorrow, and we have people in the practice server as we speak doing practice around Nordschleife as well. So we've got a couple of races or a couple of tracks running or servers open for people to join, and people, the server's not even being touched. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't get any disconnects. If we do get any disconnects, like I say, Dexter's probably going to sit in a corner and cry for the next 6 or so months. Because he's busted his absolute arse off to get this where it is now, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it is now all resolved. So that's how we've been. We are just been plodding along, Ryan. You know how life is. How have you been, mate? Hope you are doing well. I have been sort of in and out of your YouTube streams, watching you do a lot of iRacing stuff. So it's good to see, man. You're pushing on with that. Still racing, I imagine, for BBR. So really good to see you in the chat, my friend. Really good to see you in the chat. Well, let's talk racing, shall we? So we have a 24-car grid for tonight's race. Obviously, this race is a paid-for race for Toga Motorsport. We obviously have a couple of paid races that we like to put on every now and again. And obviously, just for transparency reasons, we cover server costs. We cover every other bits that we have to pay for here at Toga. So that's predominantly where most of the money goes that we have left. We give a lot back to our racers after they finish, so the top 5 receive a nice little bonus for racing. And so it's just a small fee. So 24 cars, like I said. Right now we've got the fastest lap of the race is Sharon. Is currently 131.5. Bearing in mind we are running a wet race today. Red Bull Ring, you're looking at what, low 28s, is it, or 27s? Maybe even faster than that. Shows how fast I am at the Red Bull Ring. But in the 30s today for this. You're losing about 2 or 3 seconds per lap due to the rain. We got Dan Edvardson, in the BMW, the 180 BMW, only 0.08 of a second behind. Currently sitting in P2 with a 31.665. Then you've got Bruno Zanichi in the Kessel Racing Ferrari. He's a 131.672. So really, really close between the top 3 drivers so far. Obviously, we've got about a minute or so to go. Coming up to last minute to go. So people that are not in the pit lane probably won't, or will definitely not be have a chance to get out to do another flying lap. We've got Alexei Degani. I apologise for names. Currently sitting in P4 with a 131.720. Then you got Francesco Maggio in the McLaren. His fastest lap of 131.815. Canton. Davide Canton. Gio, welcome in, man. Hope you're doing well. 131.865, so super close between P5 and P6. Then you got Barry, our very own Barry, currently running in P7. Barry is very climatized with this circuit and these conditions. So 131.9 for Barry, not improving as well either on his last lap. So it might be where Barry finishes, but he's only a 10th away from P6 as it stands. Then we got Callum, the crazy Callum in the Mustang, currently P8 with a 132.057. But obviously that Mustang is going to be quite difficult to handle, and Callum's obviously got a bit to do. He's not improving anywhere on his lap time in P8. Then we've got Dario, who's going into the pit lane. That'll be his quali session over in P5, for P9, sorry. That is a 131.32.1. Oh, everything's changing now, so apologies. Got Lili 32.2 in the Asting as the checker flag drops. Davide is a 32.292, so super close between 11 and 12. George at 32.9. Lanfranchi in the other BMW 32.9 as well. Salah 32.9, so super close grid. Morganella 33.3, but is improving. Kutas is a 33.5, not really improving, and the rest of the cars, you got Tatiri, Tagawa, Brewster, Crepazzi, and Gadley all in the 33-34s, but obviously not going out. Advanced has just gone fastest with a 131.9 0.515, so 6 thousandths of a second between him and Sharon. And then Degini is also improving ever so slightly, as he's going to be the last across the line then, who's not going to improve. So that's going to be P3. So the top three are separated by, what, a tenth? No, less than a tenth, sorry. 8 thousandths of a second between the top three, which is pretty insane. So that is the grid then formed for World Tour Season 2, Round 4 at Red Bull Ring. We would imagine that the race is going to be a bit wet, so strap yourselves in for that. What has Ryan put? All good. Eyeing up a Toga return soon with my brother in Season 3. Let's go. It'd be good to see you back. And Joe has put all good here. Appreciate it. Hopefully you as well. We are doing much better. Yeah, we are doing much better. We are, yeah, in a much better place. Everyone seems to have got through the race without any quality, without any disconnects. So we will take that for sure. So we're just waiting for the server now to get itself sorted, and there we go. It's on cue. The server gets itself corrected. So we've got 3 minutes of just waiting for the drivers to get these setups done, get their fuel prep in. Obviously, we're running what are we running? We're running a pit stop tonight with fuel and tyres as the stop. So obviously drivers need to sort out their pit strategy for this evening, and then obviously we'll get away with a long formation lap and start the race in the next 2 minutes. So there we go. We will run through the grid in a few moments' time. You can see the weather is going to get worse in the next 30 minutes. So, well, sorry, in the next 10 minutes, and yeah, it's going to stay wet for the next 30. So for the first part of this race, at least, the track conditions are going to be wet. So it's going to be wet tyres. I fully expect the whole race to probably going to be wet as it is. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. This is so intense already. Davida, yes, it's going to be there are going to be pockets of battles within drivers, and I would imagine obviously we're going to be losing some cars due to incidents. Let's be completely honest, whether it's our own mistake or between for crashing. So yeah, it's going to be hopefully a really interesting race for the next 80 minutes or so. So yeah, get yourself strapped in. If you're watching on TikTok, don't forget to double tap that screen. Share the video, like and follow the page. That'd be fantastic. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. We really want to get back on the trend of pushing this content out to more and more people here at Toga Motorsport. So please do like and subscribe, share and subscribe, sorry, on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, like we've had today with Not Cow and with Bad Girl Beach, do hit that follow button. Be good to see as many people as possible. Unfortunately, Ollie's not in the comms box with me this evening due to some issues. I don't know if it's Discord or my Wave XLR software not actually picking Ollie up, even though everything else is working as expected. Yeah, I don't know what the crack is there, but yeah, we roll. Right, here we go then. The grid is set. The drivers have got 20 seconds before their long formation lap. If it dries up, my setup will not do well. Barry, I don't expect it to dry up at all, mate. I'm not going to lie. So I think you'll be fine, my friend. I think you'll be absolutely fine. I'm just going to take a quick swig of my drink. Thank you for everyone joining us as well on TikTok, by the way. Appreciate you. Bailey, thank you very much for the follow as well on TikTok and liking the video. Please do share amongst all your friends if you can do. We want to try and push Toga Motorsport as best we can this year and really get us on the map and people know who we are. So if you can share it, like, subscribe it, whatever it is, whatever platform you're watching. Mank, welcome in, man, on YouTube. So remember, as always here at Toga Motorsport, we are blessed to be able to provide you with live stewarding alongside live commentary. So what will happen this evening is that if we lose 20% of the grid, or we lose 4 cars, which one is greater, then we will run a red flag situation. And then basically what that means, G-Killer0121, thank you very much, welcome in on YouTube as well, appreciate you. If we see a mass crash with 20% of the grid or 4 cars, like I say, whatever one is greater, then we will run a red flag situation where we will ask the drivers to slow down to a crawling pace, alternatively return back to the garage, and then we will look at any incidents that may have happened in the race in that first opening few corners, and penalise any driver that's caused any infringement, and then get the race back started again, ready for restart number 2, where we'll go back around again, do a restart, do a long formation lap, and then we'll be back away again with the restart. There won't be a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth restart. Drivers only get one chance of becoming heroes in this race, and in every race here at Toga Motorsport. So yeah, drivers only get one chance at being heroes. So there won't be a second restart if there are any crashes after the red flag. The term we use here at Toga Motorsport is tough, and yeah, we have to be go as it is. So let's catch up with the leaders then as they're coming round to the sort of the final part. So at this stage, what they'll be having now is to be lining up into formation. Tell you what, let's go back to that view. There we go. And we'll switch on Helicam. Thank you very much for subscribing as well, G-Killer on YouTube. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And welcome into all the people that have joined over on TikTok. Yeah, you guys are legends. Thank you very much. And I appreciate each and every one of you who have joined. So here we go then. Race 4. Excuse me, just take a swig of water. Race 4 here at Toga Motorsport for World Series, World Tour is about to be a go, go, go. We will try and sort of get as much as we can, but it's always a bit difficult to get all the action going on at the very start at least. So we've got a green flag then. Extremely wet conditions here at the Red Bull Ring. Everyone is filing up to the first corner. Try and stay off those curbs, because you get on those curbs, a lot of cars going super wide under braking. That's going to hinder everyone. That's Dan Edwardson has gone off into T1, as well as I'm not sure who else that was. Sharon has also gone off. As we go back to the leaders, then the Bentley of Degani has literally just disappeared up the road. Barry's also gained places as they almost go 3 wide. Callum almost clips the back of you, lose an Aston, or sorry, 2 Astons. I think that is Ari, I believe, in the Aston Martin, gets turned around by the other Aston, but he's back on circuit again, and not too much bother as the cars are sort of filing in now. George Stevens, oh my God, has a little moment and they touch. But as we go through then the first sector into sector 2, then the Bentley of Alexei Degani is currently half a second in front, managing to get away and actually not going off at T1, a bit like Sharon and Dan Edwardson, Dan Edwardson, did earlier on in the first few seconds of this race. Callum Jones also doing quite well. Drivers trying to find out where the grip is in the first couple of laps here at Red Bull Ring, bearing in mind the rain is only going to get worse in the next 10 or so minutes. And that is going to be everybody back through, I believe. So no red flag here tonight at the Red Bull Ring. Funny that we get no red flag when it's extremely wet conditions, but on a dry race, I wonder if we would have got a red flag or not. Only the gods will know that. But as we cross the line then for the first time, Alexei is now eking out almost a 1 second gap between him and Zanichi in P2 in the Ferrari. Then they've got a 1.6 second lead to Francesco Margot in P3 in the McLaren, with Sharon, Canton, Edvardson and Hagen and Jones all close behind, waiting to pick up any pieces if they can try and get past Margot. Is it Maggio in P3? So a bit further back then you've got Lili, who's at 1.3 seconds off this sort of pack for mini little pack for P3. Then you've got Davide Mandalisi in the VM Tech BMW, currently only less than a second behind. Ari Farstal lost out massively in the opening lap, then down to 13th place. Had a slight contact with the Aston of Lely. I'm not sure if the stewards are going to go and review that incident or put it down as a racing incident. A bit further down the pack, then you've got people like Ganley, Fuller, and George losing out as well, actually, on the race start. Then George down 7 places, and potentially a little bit of front end damage on that Ferrari then. And we've also got Costas as well. He's down 6 places from the start. So potential George and Costas contact in the opening lap has caused them to be right back down the back of the grid. Dan Edvardson also losing out on 5 places from the start of the grid, being that he was on pole at the start of this race. So a slight issue on the start for those two, losing or not having enough tyre or heat in their brakes to take turn 1 effectively. As Sharon's then looking up the inside of Maggio, who can get the power down without too much wheel spin in these wet conditions. I can imagine the TC bogging cars down, but yeah, the McLaren does pull away and get a much better pull away than the Ferrari, as you've got the other Ferrari of Canton then looking at the back of Sharon, and Dan Edvardson goes for the send up the inside on Canton. Can he hold the place, get the place done? BMW versus Ferrari here into the, I'm not sure what the court, I think it's turn 10. As they touch, a little touch between the Canton and Edvardson there. A little bit of door banging, hopefully not too much damage for both those cars. They go side by side, a really tricky part of the circuit this. Try and give each other as enough room as well as possible. As Barry Hagen is obviously going to be trying to pick up the pieces here. Is he going to go for a little send down the inside? Dan's not got packed past him, but Barry is really close up the rear end of Dan. And Callum Jones just dropped back ever so slightly off this trailing little pack here. This is for P4, I believe. No, sorry, P5 as it stands. The leader has disappeared up into the distance. It's got a 1.7 gap. It's very easy here at the Red Bull Ring. If you can stay out of trouble, and with other cars fighting around, you just basically drive away. As actually no. Oh, if we had a slight issue with the Bentley, yes, Bentley's dropped down to P2. So Alexei, that is commentator's curse. He has dropped back and now in touching distance of the others, the trailing pack, P3, P4. As Sharon then, is he going to get up on side of the McLaren again? The McLaren gets a really good getaway from exit of T2 there. And Sharon is yet to get past. I think Dan's going to try for that send up the inside he tried from the previous lap. I think the Canton, he doesn't get past him. Dan gets very heavy on the brakes and is essentially locked up. And Dan's just gone back with the old little switcheroo, which again, Barry's just sitting there. Oh, Barry's got off. I think Barry's had a snap of oversteer, and that's given Callum a literal freebie as Callum goes on the outside, as Lely's going to try for a little send up the inside as well on Barry. But yeah, slight mistake from Barry, probably commentator's curse, but he's done that to me in the past. So it's, I'm sorry, Barry, but that's payback, I'm afraid. As Barry now is really under pressure from Lely in that other Aston Martin. Rain to increase in 10 minutes as well, by the way, ladies and gents. So the rain is only going to get harder as the race continues, or we get into this 80-minute race. So the leaders then starting lap 4. Bruno Zanicchi is 2.6 seconds ahead now of the Bentley of Degani, which is absolutely insane. Degani obviously having a slight problem on the, I think it was turn 1, wasn't it? As Sharon gets a 10-second time penalty then, with Ari Farstel also receiving a 15-second time penalty. The stewards are not taking any rubbish from anybody this evening and slapped time penalties on those cars. Stevens also getting a time penalty, and Custos in the Skyline also getting a 10-second time penalty. Amirius, welcome in, guys. Welcome in, mate. How are we doing, guys? Yeah, we're doing really good, Amirius. Hope you're doing well, my friend, and you're keeping well. I tell you what, Sharon must be getting super frustrated sitting in the back behind me at Maggio. He cannot get past that McLaren. That McLaren is defending so hard against that Ferrari. It's insane. So we'll see how long Sharon is. I mean, the undercut works really well. here at the Red Bull Ring. So potentially with the conditions only getting worse, I very much doubt their tyres will be overly used in the wet. I very much doubt like I say, the track will dry up. If we got plus rain in 30 minutes, I very much doubt with an 18-degree track temperature that even if it does dry up, the track will get dry before the end of the race. So I imagine it's going to be wet for the entirety of this race. And welcome into everybody on YouTube, on TikTok, by the way. Thank you very much, everyone who's just popping in. Whether you're just popping in, passing through, do hit that follower button and double tap that screen. As Dan Anderson is going to go up the inside this time. Can he get the job done into turn 3? They touch a little bit of a door banging between him and Canton, but I think that is Dan up and through and into P5 relatively easily then, as yes, he is job done. Is De Canton going to send it back up the inside? He is. Very good under brake in that Ferrari. Obviously Canton's got a bit more confidence on the braking in these wet conditions than maybe Dan has. So Dan's going to go back again for the inside, not quite this time, but forces Canton wide, and then massive slide from Dan on the exit. There we go. That's what we want to be seeing. CWV, thank you very much for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate you, mate. As Canton goes super wide on the exit there. It's a really difficult corner. Right, here we go. And this is going to be interesting because these next couple of corners are not fun. Down into the heavy braking zone, you've got to carry as much speed as possible. They touch! Oh, they're both off, and that's going to be Dan in the... Oh, stewards are going to be busy there. That is Dan. Oh, once you get on that stuff, it's almost impossible to try and keep the car righted then. But that is Maggio sorry, not Maggio. That is Canton. Seriously under pressure from Callum Jones as Barry taps him up the rear as he goes into T1. Wowza. Is it Skyers? Thank you. Welcome in, man. Hope you're doing well on YouTube. Appreciate you, boss. Yeah, Dan's going to be fuming in that cockpit of that car. As Lely then, he's going to take a look up on the outside of Barry. I think Barry's going to cover this off massively. I think, yeah, that's whether or not Barry can get the power down, I'm not quite sure. Barry's going to struggle with the LTC bogging him down. And they're sort of stuck now behind Callum, aren't they? I think Callum maybe be struggling ever so slightly with that Mustang in these wet conditions. Is Lely going to go for a send up the inside? Barry can see him coming, or her coming. And up the inside they try, but to no prevail as it stands. So yeah, we've had it all the first opening 6 laps. I hope you have enjoyed it. Bearing in mind we've still got an hour and 10 to go. The battles aren't over yet. I apologise for all the drivers that are a bit further back, but we should be showing them. But yeah, the leaders up front are really, really giving us a good show this afternoon here at the Red Bull Ring. George Stevens is still in 20th place, but he still has that time penalty. Look, Dan Everton is all the way back into P19. I imagine he's got a little bit of damage from the contact from Canton earlier on, but he's now got to get his head down. And like I say, the undercut works massive here at the Red Bull Ring. So is Dan thinking about... So basically, I think Dan would need to stop in about 3 minutes' time, and he should be good to go to the end. Even this series, no Audi. Unfortunately, no Audi. Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure if we started with an Audi, actually. But, yeah, there's definitely not an Audi. As for Bart de Gauer, then, Toga... Oh, we've got a Toga Racing livery that's not showing. I need to sort those out. As Dan is going to go up the inside. And, yeah, you can see the pace difference between Dan and Bart, I'm afraid. And that is Bart up there, back down a place. And George is now... You know, it's George's turn to have a little go at Bart then, as we move on to Dave Brewster in the McLaren, battling against Morganella in the, that is the VM Tech, isn't it? Yes, it is the VM Tech BMW. 15th plate for Morganella. Morganella, very good racer, raced in a couple of our championships for Toga Motorsport. I think he'd done the driver swap, or the 2.4 and 24, or both. Can't remember which one it was now. So yeah, good to see those guys still battling hard. The most important livery not showing, I know, right? Yeah, Zanucci's now got a 1.7 gap. I think the Bentley of Alexi is slowly turning the pace, turning the wick up a little bit on that Bentley. Let's see what the lap time is going to be then as they cross the line to start lap number 8. So that's a 32.6 for the Bentley, and Zanichi did a 33.2. So yeah, the Bentley is definitely catching. The Bentley is definitely catching. Jacob M, PC only server. I'm afraid, yes, my friend. I'm afraid it is. And thank you for also liking this video. Please, if you are watching, double tap that screen, guys. Let's push to over 1,000 likes. We had a race yesterday. We're doing like 4.5k likes. Let's push. Let's push. Let's push. 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 Sorry, excuse me. I was having a quick drink. This commentary malarkey, right? Is takes it out of you, especially when it's been hot as well. Ari Farstel then. Oh, yeah. Getting under braking. Sorry, something caught my eye out of my window. Ari Farstel gets on the curb and absolutely locks up and almost loses out another place. Ari slapped with a 15-second time penalty. I will check what those time penalties accumulate to in a minute. Or what they mean, sorry, in a moment in time. But Davide Mandalisi. Oh, Barry's dropped down to 10th place. I'm not sure what's happened to Barry. I think Barry might have had a moment somewhere. He's done a 1:37.0 his last lap. So yeah, he's definitely gone a cropper somewhere on the circuit. And he's lost down a couple of places. And down into 10th place. Davide Mandalisi. Sorry, 1 second. He's now all over the back of Davide Mandalisi. Sorry, Barry is now. So Barry's lost out on what? 4 or 5 places. Team Tucker, thank you. Is that Tucker? Thank you for the follow as well. TikTok, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As Ari has now got past Andreas Marinis into P11 then from Ari. Up the inside into turn 1, job done. Thank you very much. As the lead pack then now are really separated. Oh, is that a contact between Davide and Barry? Looking likely. Barry has given that place back. Yes, let's go back to the replay then and have a look what's happened. So yeah, Barry just gets a bit more of a better exit than Davide, and yeah, it just gives him a little punt from behind. So yeah, Barry's given that place back. Whether or not he's going to get penalised for that, we'll have to see what the stewards decide, but obviously he did give that place straight back. Whether or not the stewards will watch the full incident, or whether they'll see it as face value and obviously just what's the word? Steward on that, on the contact. We'll see. So the Canton is closing up to Maggio in P4 right now, and the Bentley is closing in P2 up to Zanichi into P1. So yeah, definitely guys are pushing now. I think they'll probably get us 15 minutes into this race, and I would imagine drivers are probably starting to get to grips with the track conditions, their cars, their setups, and should now start to be putting in some green laps. In fact, if I look at the race control, people are now setting personal bests in these last couple of laps. So yeah, people are acclimatizing with the conditions around them. As yeah, the Davide Canton is really closing up to the back of this McLaren, as well as Lely is also closing up to the back of Callum Jones. He's having a bit of a terrible time, I think, in the Mustang right now. And, Barry again is struggling to get past Davide in the Bentley. So yeah, a few pockets of battles. Brewster also is closing up to the back of Morganella as Morganella goes quite wide, and I think he's got to touch the curb on the exit. Yo, Tomsy, welcome in, man, on TikTok. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you very much for popping in and being here tonight. Oh, was it going to come together? No, they're not. Morganella keeps the place for now. Oh, they do touch on the exit. Oh, I guess a massive slide, and that's given George Stevens the chance as Dan Edwardson is closing up to the back end of Salah as he goes into the heavy braking zone. That's BMW's got a slight bit of damage on the front end. So yeah, that is Dan up to P13 now. I've got a 24 Hours of Le Mans coming up tomorrow. Let's go! Let's go. We were supposed to be hosting a Nords 24-hour this weekend, but we've had server issues, and unfortunately we've not been able to fulfill it. We're having a 6 hours instead. And we will be live on controller. Wow. Squid Fight 10. Thank you very much for the follow as well. Appreciate it on TikTok. Wow, TikTok guys, you're smashing it. Honestly, we'll be so close to 3,000 followers on TikTok soon. We'll be so close. So what are we on now? We're on 2,670 followers on TikTok. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Oh, you're driving it by yourself. Ouch. That's insane. Yeah, appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the follows. Do double tap that screen, by the way. We genuinely appreciate all the love that you give us here at Toga Motorsport. It means a lot. Barry is passed the other day then up into P9, and the gap then for the leaders is really starting to spice up. So we have got a change for the lead then. The Dagini in the Bentley has got past Anichi, and Canton is slowly crawling up to the back of Maggio. But this little train here, Callum is slowly falling back into the hands of Lili and to Dario. Yeah, Cal is under pressure to lose a couple more places. The Mustang is just not working here at the Red Bull Ring, and it's I think he's really struggling to get the car moving, working, driving how he wants it. Callum is an extremely fast driver. We know from previous experiences that Cal's won races, been on podiums of races, so he's an extremely fast and competitive driver. But this not working for him right now. Das Auto, thank you very much as well for the follow. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for supporting us here at Toga Motorsport with your follow on TikTok. And there's everybody else who is still here. Do double tap that screen, by the way. Just get people in this live. Share it amongst your friends. Same with YouTube. Share it amongst your friends. Get everybody in here, and let's get the party started, shall we? Let's do that. Let's get the party started. That's not the right song, is it? That's not it, is it? That's not it. That's not it. I can't sing for one. So let's have a quick look then where we're at. So Barry is... Oh, hang on. What's happened here? No, have they switched back again? That's Ari coming out of the pit lane. So Ari has then stopped? Yeah, Ari has stopped then. So Ari's going for what I would personally do here at Red Bull Ring. Is I'm going for the undercut. So Ari's going to come out into completely clean air with no cars around him. He might have a bit of damage that he needs to fix. He's got a 15-second time penalty as well, so he needs to make up as much time as possible in the second part of this race. So he's going to be... Oh, he's missed his pit box as well. That's going to lose him a few more seconds. But he is definitely going to be in clean air. How do you get into things like this? In what regards, mate? In what regards? I mean, as a driver, do you want to start taking part in sim racing? Is that what you mean? You know, this is a PC only event. If you're interested and got a PC, go over to our bio on TikTok. You'll see links to our Discord, links to our SimGrid page, links to all of our other social pages. Do follow, jump in. We are a sim racing community, if people are unawares. We host races for drivers to come and race in our community 3 days a week, maybe 4 days a week, depending on our situation. And we host it for you. So all you got to do is turn up, drive sensibly, and hopefully go for a win. We have live stewarding, live commentary, like obviously what I'm doing right now, and drivers are more than welcome to come. Some races are free, some races are paid. This race is a paid race, but we have quite a few championships that are free to enter, and basically, yeah, it's designed for people just to come and have a good time and to try and to win things, basically. Drivers in this championship, if they win, they get prize money, and obviously, but they have to pay to enter. So that hopefully that explains it. Hopefully that explains the situation, my friend. Hopefully that does. So, as Degani, I think is how you pronounce it. He is currently now 2 seconds ahead of Zadici in P2. Sharon's going to serve a 10-second penalty. He is currently 8 seconds or 9 seconds now behind Maggio. So he's going to have quite a... He shouldn't lose out so much. Yes, thanks. Sadly, I'm on Xbox, but I'm thinking of beginning a PC soon. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't host races on console just yet. We did talk about doing it, but obviously we've been swamped with other things. Like I say, we are a PC-only community right now. But do join us, mate. Please do. It's good to get as many sim races as possible into the community. So if you feel like you want to race with us in the future, or just to chill out with some like-minded sim racers, then please do join our Discord. That goes for everybody. If you're on Twitch and YouTube, I think what I can do is !Discord, and that should give you the links to what you... There we go. Yeah, it should all work as expected. Cool. Right, so what have we got going on here then? So we still got this tasty little battle for P6. Callum Jones is still managing to hold off the Aston and the Ferrari, respectively. So yeah, he's doing a stellar job so far. Cal's in the 33.7s, last time around at least. And the other two drivers are in the 33.1s, 33.2s. So yeah, Cal is definitely a sitting duck, but managing to just defend hard against those other two drivers to be able to keep the place for a longer time. Canton is slowly closing up to the back of Maggio. I would fully expect drivers to start pitting in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I would imagine. Oh, hang on. As Callum Jones is off then, he is down into... Well, he's dropped down even further now. He's in P10. Let's have a look. Was there contact? I think there might be contact, you know. Let's go onto the replay quickly and see what happened then. So we're on board. Yeah, he gets clipped from behind. And again from the Aston of Lely then. And yeah, that is the reason why Cal is all the way down in 10th place. He's then decided to box from his pit crew, and he is going to go into the pit lane, no doubt fix his damage and get back out on circuits. George Stevens has also been given an additional 10 seconds of time penalty, so he's up to 20 seconds of penalties right now. So that's unfortunate for George when he comes into pit. And sticking on board with Gabriel and Tatari. Thought there was going to be a little lunge up the inside as George goes into the pits then for his stop. Like I say, drivers would expect to stop around about the 40-minute mark. Bearing in mind it's an 80-minute race. That's on a 50-50 split their strategy, because that is the fastest strategy. But some people might box early. Like I said, I've said this 3 times now. The undercut works really well here at Red Bull Ring. So to box early and to get out and to clean air really helps. So if drivers are considering that, people like Ari have done that, obviously had a time penalty to serve. Cal might also adopt that idea now, obviously having some serious damage. As we ride on board then with, let's do this one, with Dan Edvardson, who's currently battling away with, Marcinis, I think that's how you pronounce it in the Porsche. So let's see if Dan's going to go up, send it up the inside into turn 1 to start lap 17. Dan was our pole sitter. There we go, covering the inside line. Moving under braking there. Porsche's gone a bit too deep, and that's going to be thank you very much for Dan. Yeah, easy job done. That was a great move for Dan. Up the inside he goes. And yeah, that should be job done, because obviously turn 2 is obviously a right-hander. So what we've done is we've turned on auto camera to try and give everybody a nice A little bit of exposure. Samuel Ganley then, P16 for Daniel as it stands. Brandon Fuller is apparently racing in the Toga Esports livery, but again, don't see it. So I'm not sure what's going on with the livery sync for Brandon. Not doing too badly, Brandon. Got drivers behind that have pitted. Currently, where's Harry's his nearest rival is currently 14 seconds away. You've got George just coming out of the pit lane as well, so this could be it could be interesting. But that's the beauty of the auto camera. As Sharon is slowly catching up to the rear. Yes, he is, isn't he? Of Zanichi. Well, I'm not sure. I think people are diving into the pit lane. It's causing the auto camera to have a slight yes, it's causing a bit of an issue with the auto camera because people are coming in or coming out of the pit lane. Alright, it'll sort itself out in a minute. That should do it. So who have we got pitted so far then? We've got Jones, Fastow, Lanfranchi, Stevens, and Kutas is all boxed. De Gauer is out in the pits 4 laps down. I'm not sure what's happened to Bart. Currently, I don't know if he's hope he's not had a disconnect. Or had some sort of moment. Or something. Other failure, I hope. I hope more than a disconnect. In the nicest possible way. So we're back on board with Brandon then. If you don't mind me saying, I know Brandon doesn't mind me saying this, but Brandon is a disabled racer here at Toga Motorsport, and does really well with his disabilities to be able to perform and race in these circumstances, which is really good. So it doesn't matter who you are, what you are. If you've got a steering wheel and you can race, let's race. I can't be doing with this auto camera anymore. It's terrible. I'll give it up. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. As yeah, I was right. Sharon has really pulled up to the back of Zanichi. Sharon has to serve a 10-second time penalty as well, so it's going to potentially put them all the way back down into P4, P5, potentially when they come out of the pit lane, when they go into the stop. I'd imagine drivers inside the top 18 will start to box in the next 9 minutes, I'd imagine, to 50-50 split their session. And we'll see where drivers are at from there. Obviously, you've got a few drivers to receive time penalty infringements that they need to deal with. And I think that's just Zanichi letting Sharon pass, thinking, well, he's got a 10-second time penalty. I'm not going to battle him too hard because he's going to be in the pits a lot longer than I am. So there we go. That's another place for Sharon. That is where that's back up to where Sharon started. I think they started P2, didn't they, Sharon? In that Ferrari, as Zanichi gets a snap of oversteer on the exit. But yeah, race has really settled down. Well, I say settled down. There are a few cars that are quite closely battling. Craig Adam on TikTok, thank you so much for the follow, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, it's sort of settled down now. What will? Oh, did someone have a disconnect? Or was that just someone? Seems to be okay. Yeah, like I say, it's sort of settled down ever so slightly now, hasn't it? Where drivers have got into a rhythm. They're sort of just coming to the end of their stints, and then we will probably what we'll see is a bit more battling, sort of the end part of this race, if you like. That's probably what will happen, or it won't. Either go one or two ways. It really will. Yeah, appreciate everyone racing this evening with us or watching this evening. Yeah, it is really nice livery on that Nissan. So just to give you a little bit of an update on what's happening tomorrow. Toga Motorsport hosts a 6 hours of Nordschleife. We was going to be doing the 24 hours of Nordschleife, but due to our technical difficulties that we had with the server over the last week, we decided that it would be best for everybody if we did a 6-hour event instead, where we can still sort of simulate a Nords race, but it's just on a lot smaller scale. So Zeta, Barry, and Ches will be your commentators for the 6 hours tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be in the comms box. I've got family stuff to be doing as well as stewarding, so I'm not around for that. But please join us on YouTube and Twitch. I don't think we'll be able to do commentary on TikTok, I'm afraid. So if you're watching us on TikTok, please head over to our YouTube and Twitch channels, and do hit that subscribe and follow us over there if you can. Obviously, I appreciate people might not have YouTube and Twitch, but we will be live for the 6 hours tomorrow on those two platforms with full commentary for the entirety of the race session. And then hopefully we'll be back to some sort of normality then from there. We've got Ricky Wednesday Season 9 almost coming to an end. We couldn't race this Wednesday because ACC servers were down. We couldn't race the week before because the server we had a massive server problems. That's when the server problems started happening. So yeah, we are 2 weeks back on our latest Ricky Wednesday series. We've got 2 more rounds of the World Tour coming up. Plus, we've got some more endurance racing. So we've got loads coming up here at Toga Motorsport. We appreciate it's the summer holidays. People haven't got time to race or don't want to race. But yeah, we've got loads of races still ongoing here at Toga. And that's Dan Edvardson up into P8 then. Easily getting past Davida in the end. So yeah, drivers expect to stop in the next 5 minutes. So yeah, do check us out. Do come and support our commentators on tomorrow, where we will be live for the entirety of the day. Oh, as Ari goes into the pits again then. So Ari Fastow back into the pits. I'm not sure why he's in the pit lane. He's already finished. He's already completed his mandatory stop. Is he retiring the car? It doesn't got a drive-through. Hasn't got a drive-through penalty. Has he underfueled? Has he not changed tyres? Interesting, cool. So that is Barry as well into the pit lane as well. Barry has stopped for his mandatory pit stop, and I'm not sure. So here we got Giza Numero Uno. What a great name! Thank you very much for the follow on Twitch, man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for your follow on Twitch. Thank you very much for that, mate. We do appreciate that. Right, sorry about that. I know people get annoyed with me opening up the taskbar. I just need to bring that up. Perfect. Cool. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. Right. Ah, perfect. Yeah, no, yeah, apologies. Obviously, I know people. What we try and do is we try and cater for everybody basically on Twitch and YouTube, but unfortunately, due to the fact that TikTok doesn't allow you to do certain things, it's slightly annoying when it comes to probably need to restart my nervous about that end. Yeah, so unfortunately, because of how TikTok works, you can't use the normal channels like you would with like Restream or anything to be able to host TikTok races. Races on TikTok. Plus, obviously, you got the annoying aspect ratio. So yeah, it's just a bit annoying. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning. I've had a day off work today, but you know when you do nothing and you're tired. That's exactly what I'm like. Plus, it's really hot outside. Well, let's drop down a bit. Right, so let's have a look then. So we've got, I would imagine, drivers coming into the pit lane literally any time now. From any time now, drivers will be coming into the pit lane. As you can see, Brewster is stopping, just coming into the pits. You've got Fuller boxing coming out of the pit lane. You've got Marcinis coming out of the pit lane. Ari's still in the pits as well, so that's Ari. I don't know what's happened to Ari, whether that he's had a problem. But that is Ari still stuck in the pit lane. As we've got Brewster is having his tyres or fuel added, and everybody else is still out then. Ganley is also into the pits somewhere. There he is. Ganley is coming into the pit lane now to serve his stop. And everybody else is still out. Our leader has got a nearly 8-second lead. It's from everybody else. Alexei Degini, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's got a set. Oh, it said 8 seconds. It's now down to 6. I think race control is having a slight moment. As you've got Lili and Maggio all both coming into the pits lane. So here we go then. This is going to be when everyone is going to start piling in to the pits for their mandatory stop. Their stop is for fuel and for tyres, by the way. So they've got to take both fuel and tyres. So we've got a car off the circuit somewhere. Yeah, car 73 is off the circuit. Looks like maybe a slight contact. Let me go back 30 seconds and see what happens then. So I think this is just maybe cold tyres potentially. Not sure. We should find out any. Oh, big slide. Manages to stay out of the wall, but yeah, clips the front and the rear of that car. And yeah, that unfortunately is going to be some slight damage for that Ferrari. We got so Lili's in the pit. So leader in the pits then. So that is Sharon. Is going to continue going until they deem necessary. Who else we got stopping as it stands? No one else. Are we still in the pits? And the leader is, like I say, in the pit lane. Dan Erdfordson is also staying out for another lap. And that is it for the time being. The Porsche of, is it Andreas? He's having to come in again. I imagine he's going to fix tyres. He is running slick tyres. That is the reason why he slowed all that. You can see by his tyres, you can see the yellow mark around the edge of the tyre. That would present to me that he was running slicks. Obviously, it is full wets. So that is a misclick on the old setup. As you got Rafael Tatari coming into the pit lane in P8 for his mandatory pit stop. Sorry, I just got a drink. And then a lot of cars. So we've got our net leader, if you like. He's back out into somewhat clear air. He's managed to leapfrog Salah, who is yet to pit, and has come out with lots of clear air behind Davide. He's got 20 seconds of clear air, essentially, to get his tyres up to temperature. As Sharon and Zanichi coming into the pit lane. Remember, Sharon's got to serve an additional 10 seconds, so it'll be interesting to see where they come out. We've also got Morganella into the pits as well for their mandatory pit stop. Callum is still out, but has served his pit stop. And yes, we've got everybody else then, minus Salah and Mandalisi and Dan Edmondson, all yet to come into the pit lane for their mandatory stops. I'd imagine they're probably, Dan's in now, so there we go. That's Dan into the pits. And who else is coming in? Sharon is still in. Zanichi is still in. Canton is still in. Davide is, Morganella is on their way out. And let's just looking at who is still yet to pit. And Salah is in. Who else did we say is not in yet? So Rafael Tatari is still probably the only one left to pit then. Yes, he is, apart from Davida. Davida is also going long. So we'll see if Davida and Rafael come into the pit lane this lap. Depends on fuel and tyre situation. If they've got to change tyres, which is going to mean that they've got to stop for 30 seconds anyway. So by underfueling the car or overfueling the car doesn't really affect your situation. You've still got to stop. So yes, that's is what it is. So Rafael then is looking like he's going to be going into the pit lane then, which leaves just Davida out to go. Car 96 is under yellow flags. Who is 96? 96 is, I just scrolled past it. That is Canton. Canton has also made the mistake of putting slick tyres on, and that is a return to garage from Canton. That was not the greatest move in the world. And Davida is still out then. Davida is still out, and he's still yet to pit with 35 minutes left to go. I wonder how much more fuel that BMW has got for the rest of the race. So the rest of the race will be wets. So Barry, if you're watching, don't worry, mate. You're safe. Your wet setup will stand. We will not be having a dry ending. In fact, the ending will be very wet. No comment. So yeah, I wonder how long it's going to be before Davida decides to pit. Okay, cool. Let's have a look then, shall we? Let's have a look. So let's go back. Obviously, we've had pit stops, haven't we, and penalties. So let's go for the penalties then. We had 10 seconds for car 33 for causing a collision with car 180 on lap 1. Obviously, all these penalties are going to be resolved, by the way. 15 seconds for car 17 for causing a collision with car 128. 5-second penalty for car 100 for a poor rejoin. 10-second penalty for car 888 for causing collision with car 21. Warning for car 67. I'm not going to read out. I mean, it just should have gone to Specsavers, so I'm not really sure what happened there. 15 seconds for car 100 for causing a collision with car 6 on lap 15. And 10 seconds for car 128 for causing a collision with car 48 on lap 16. So they're the only penalties we've got so far in this race. We've done pretty well, to be fair. Davide is still yet to pit, and he is being caught massively by our net leader by 3 seconds last time around. So I think, Davide, I think it's your time, mate, to pit. You're being caught really quickly by the drivers behind. 1 or 2 seconds per driver you're being caught right now. So I think it's probably wise, mate, if you decided to dive into the pits at the end of this lap, if you're watching. Davide is a more competent driver than myself, so I trust everything that Davide is doing. But you are being massively caught from behind, as it stands right now. So let's see if Davide decides to go into the pits then. So he's got a couple more corners to go. He's trying to keep those. Yeah, look, if Davide is looking likely. Yeah, there we go. He's off to the pit lane. He's off to get a new set of boots and some extra fuel. Let's not break the speed limit, Davide, and get a time penalty as well, as his pit limiter does come on. And we'll see then where Davide is going to come out. Our leader then of this race, obviously yet to pit, last one to pit, sorry. As net P1 then, so Deghini is going to come now to take back the lead from Davide. We'll stick on Davide because we'll see where he does come out. You've got P2 now just coming past as well. You've also got Sharon and Maggio. Oh, sorry, it's just Sharon, I think. Yeah, passed. So that is that's P4. No, sorry, Maggio is there, so that's P5 now for Davide. Car 180 of Dan Edvardson is just coming on, crossing the line now, and Davide is off the jacks then, so he's going to lose out on P6. Whether or not he can get back, so he's going to have actually lovely bit of air. Actually, he's going to have a couple of back markers to get past, but Davide then is out into P6. Yeah, so that's not bad, Davide. Yeah, that's really good from your starting position. You started in P12. You're up 6 places, and that's a really good first stint for Davide. And he's got a healthy gap between him and Barry behind. Barry is just coming into T1 now, as you can see. So about 4 seconds between Barry and Davide. Both drivers racing the Toga Motorsport, Toga Racing U Sports team. So we allow the drivers to battle it out. We don't have any team orders here at Toga Motorsport, unless I'm driving, of course. Only joking. So yeah, let's see if Barry can pull up. The only driver that's still yet to pit is Tatari. He is not yet pitted. I swear he's been in the pit lane though. He is obviously not taken his mandatory tyres or 1 litre of fuel. And that is why his mandatory pit stop is not yet fulfilled. And he's realised that now, and he's diving into the pit lane. Although he has crossed the line. Oh, he has. He's not. I thought he was diving into the pit lane, though. My apologies. Car 71. So that is Davide then giving him the old hurry up with the old flashy, saying, move out of the Kim way. I want to get past. And Davide is back for us. So more that Davide can do in terms of getting space between him and Barry. For the last 30 minutes left of this race, he's going to be pretty happy with that that ending position. Yeah, really well. That's a really good move. So Sharon is. Let's look at the lap times then. Dan Edvardson is out of position. His class lap was a 34.2. Maggio was a 33.9, so not very good there. Zanichi was a 33.2, and our leader was a 33.0. See, our leader is dialed in massively in the Bentley in these weather conditions, not actually being pressured by anybody out on circuit. By far the fastest driver on circuit as we stand. So let's look at what Sharon's going to do for this lap then. So it's going to be a 1:32.885. So there we go then. Actually now Sharon is starting to turn the screw and putting in some really hefty lap times then. The leader did a 33.5 and 34.0 actually for Zanichi. So yeah, that means Sharon's going to be slowly starting to catch. If he can start putting in some of these quali laps over the next 28 minutes. Yeah, that should be good. But yes, if you are watching us, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, thank you very much for being with me this evening. Hope it's well. Hope I haven't bored you too much. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you very much for the subscriptions so far this evening. If you're watching us on Twitch, don't forget to hit that follow button. We really do appreciate you. And if you're watching us on TikTok, don't forget to double tap that screen. Like and follow, And yeah, it's really good to see all your faces in this race this evening. So let's have a look at lap time then. We've stayed on board with Sharon. 32.2. Yeah, insane. So he's now lapping faster than anybody out on circuit right now. So as you can see, Sharon is coming up to our back marker. If we look for car number 8 on the mini-maps, car 8 is just coming up to T2 now. And you can see just in the background that Sharon is just about to pass the back marker of Morganella. And yeah, that is the next driver ahead then. If we go on board, we're about to see a rear end of a Ferrari anytime soon. I'd imagine as they go around this corner. As you can see, just off in the distance is car number 8, and he's being hunted down by Sharon, who started P2 in this race, but has received plus also got a 10-second time penalty, and he's still in the final podium place. So epic drive right now from Sharon. I hope I'm saying his surname correctly. I really hope I'm doing that. Is it Sharon or Sharon? I don't know. But yeah, through into the last corner. Let's look at where lap time is going to be. Sanucci has just crossed the line with a 33.0, and yeah, Sharon's at a 33.2. So Zanucci's put their foot down ever so slightly to try and build that gap back our way. So Dario in the, where are we? Is that the one? Sorry, I had to sneeze. Dario is pulling up to the rear of the Aston of leading. This is for P8 with Barry a lot further up the road. So yeah, this is the only sort of battle we have on circuit right now, I think. Yeah, this is it. This is all we got. This is all we got, ladies and gents. So Dario gets a bit wide. They are stuck with a shed load of back markers, so they've got to try and get their way through these back markers as best they can, and the back markers do get out of the way, which is really good for the back markers. We've had a really, really good race, actually. We've lost one driver, which has been Ari Fastow. We've lost 2, actually, I think. We've lost 2 drivers from this race. But for the most part, it's been really good. As that Aston's looking pretty unstable on the rear there. Sorry, I'm just checking something really quickly on my phone. I'll tell you what I'm checking. I am checking if we've actually got to 4,000 followers on SimGrid. That's what I'm checking right now. And we have 4,002 followers on SimGrid. So if you're watching us and you've come via SimGrid, thank you so much. We've just got 4,000 followers. Johnny Dean, thank you very much for the follow on YouTube, on Twitch. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. So yeah, 4,002 followers. We've just tipped over that 4,000 mark. So thank you, everybody, for your support on SimGrid. That's insane. So we are really now kicking on with what we're racing here. We do at Toga Motorsport. If people are also interested, from a Monday, from not next week, the week after, we'll be running a members only race on a Monday. Basically, we are offering our members a chance to race in a private championship. And what we're doing there is we're doing a couple of sprint races where, excuse me, where drivers will have a chance to race and then do a what's the word I'm looking for? Reverse grid. Thank you very much. I forgot there in the end. Jay, thank you very much for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate you, man. And basically, yeah, we're doing a reverse grid in race 2. So if you're interested in joining us, you have to be a member of Toga Motorsport. What you need to do is head over to our website, togamotorsport.co.uk, and from as little as £1 per month, we'll get you you'll become a Toga Motorsport paid member, and then from there you'll be able to gain access to this closed event. It's just a thank you to all of our Toga Motorsport members that we have, and also by having some new members, like I say, from a minimum of £1 a month, it gives you the option to reserve your own race number in future races, and there are lots of different tiers that you can join. Any monies that we do receive go towards running costs. Obviously, yeah, I'm not sitting on a beach, far from it. I really wish I was, but I'm not. So yeah, any monies for becoming a member at Toga Motorsport just goes towards running costs and paying we will be paying our stewards and commentators going forward. Barry is currently running down in P7. He is definitely catching Davida. Last time Barry was almost was over 1 second quicker than Davida. So yeah, Barry's on the charge towards the end part of this race with 20 minutes left to go. 20-minute slog, as Lely looks like they've lost out on a couple of places there. But let's have a look at what Davide's and Barry's lap times are respectively. So 34.6 for Davida and a 33.9 for Barry. So let's ride on bonnet cam with Barry to see what's what. I get distracted sometimes. I don't know, I should be doing commentary. So yeah, Barry's really putting the pressure on Davida then. Whether Barry's been able just to drive the car. I think this is one of Barry's favourite circuits as well, I'm not going to lie. So, although Davida has got some hefty old damage on the rear of that BMW. So it's that's probably not helping. So is Barry going to go for a little move here? You can hear he's tentative on the throttle. There he goes, wide in the dirty air. That's gonna lose him out in some places. That's commentator's curse again, Barry. Sorry, mate. I'll come off you, mate. Oh, don't worry. I'll stop having you on the screen because I know Barry has us on the stream whilst he's racing. Barry, if you're watching us, flash your headlights at us. Go on. Not right now because obviously you won't be able to see him. But yeah, give us a little flash, Barry, if you can see us. Go on. That's what I know Barry's watching. That's what I know Barry's watching. So yeah, he's going to try and get back to Davida again and start this move all over again. There he goes. There he's flashed the lights. Yeah, he's watching us. He's watching us. I know he's watching. Now that's why I put him off, I think. Sorry, Barry. I apologise. But, Barry, I must admit, mate, you're the only battle out on track right now. So, yeah, Barry has got to start all over again. So come on, Barry. Let's push. Tatari's still yet to mark his mandatory pit stop as completed. So if he's not going to do it, meaning that he's probably going to get a time penalty at the end of the race. Which, yeah, for the sake of coming in now and just getting it done, he's 2 laps down as well. So it's not like it's not like it's that bad. Tell you what, let's go on wing cam between him and Davide, and we'll see under braking. Barry really seems to be much more confident under braking than his counterpart Davide in a BMW. Obviously, like I mentioned before, Davide is probably struggling with a little bit of damage on the rear of that BMW. So I don't know if that's affecting... Oh, look at the slide on that, Barry. Oh! That is a super slide from Barry R there. Yeah, Barry, that was an unfortunate slide, my guy. And again, you're starting again. Doing it all over again. Again, that's probably commentator's curse. So again, I do apologise for that, Barry. But sorry, Barry. That's my fault, my guy. So what did we see? So Sharon hasn't really. I mean, they're not. They're not closing the gap. The gap between Zanucci and Sharon is not really changing. It's sort of a bit of a cat and mouse. One does a really good lap, and then the other one does a really good lap, and then it just basically evens itself out. So, yeah, it's not really going anywhere. Even Dan Edvardson is really struggling with pace. He's now doing what? He's in the 33 threes. To be fair, it's still quicker than the drivers ahead. Like that's just a lap that he's just completed. So obviously might have just had a bit of a back markers or something along those lines. Oh, just showing this massive slide coming out of the last corner. Jesus Christ. I bet they're clenched in there. Oh, that would be browning that interior of that Ferrari now. Christ, that was a hectic slide. That was a heavy old slide, that one. But yeah, that's that whatever gap Sharon did manage to pull out, that's now disappeared. And Barry's just dropped back a bit from Davide, I think. Probably waiting to go again with 14 minutes to go. Yeah, big time. Yeah, massively. The commentator's curse is out huge today. I've got people bad, which is not great. Another one that I've probably cursed a bit. Oh no, let's skip that and go straight to Brewster. Brewster and Gabrielle Cripazeri. That's not sure how you put. Oh, I can see. I've done it again. Brewster's just got a terrible bit of oversteer on the exit of that corner, and he's now under pressure from Sharon in P2. So yeah, should I just turn the stream off now and just let them finish? Because every time I click on a driver, I'm just giving them really bad luck. I'm just absolutely ruining their day. Callum is doing an okay job. Currently running down in P9. Not really improving on his lap time. His best lap is a 32.9, which is exactly where, in terms of something like best lap times, that's perfect. It's exactly where probably he should be. But like I say, he's obviously just struggling with probably grip. So I'm going to pretend I didn't see that message. Was it? Alright, well, shall I turn my microphone really bad then? Yeah? We can always change up commentators, can't we? Come on, Barry. Come on, Barry R. Last 12, mate. So what have you got? How many laps? What we got? So the what? 90-second lap. Is that 4 laps to go? No, 8 laps to go. About eight more laps, I'd imagine. I mean, it has been semi-entertaining. The early part of the race is more entertaining than the second part. The second part's been a bit meh, hasn't it? People haven't really done too much. Yeah, it's sort of been a bit stagnant. The leader is flying, by the way. Just well out in front. The leader's just gone through T1, and the second place is just crossing the finish line. So the leader is absolutely on the gas pedal massively. Sharon is just across the finish line, who again is going slower than P2 and P3, P1 and P2. Ganley has dropped down a place. It's Cesario. Brewster has finally managed to pull back onto the rear of Gabrielle. So we'll see what this little battle entails. Let's go wing cam for a couple of minutes. See if Brewster can actually make an impact and get past him. But yeah, the exit. Oh, did someone just have a bit of a disconnect? Because I swear I just lost people for a second. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, is that Ganley under pressure? No, Ganley is applying pressure to Tatari, who's currently down in P16 and 15-16. But they're sort of stuck with sort of back markers as well. So yeah, what a great drive with the Bentley, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the Bentley's absolutely driven impeccably well this evening, and yeah, you guys can't fault that at all. Can Barry cast the race whilst driving? I mean, if my audio was working, Barry could have come into the I could have dragged Barry into the comms box. But yeah, my audio is not working for whatever reason it may well be. So yeah, I can't, I'm afraid. So yeah, unfortunately I can't. Because I mean, I could drag him up, but it won't work. You won't be able to hear him because my audio is a bit broken. He's just a touch broken. I'm keeping an eye on Dan Edwardson actually, because he's pumping in some really good lap times. Currently about 3/10 a lap faster than Maggio. Yes, he is. He's about 3/10 a lap quicker over the last couple of laps. Now, we've obviously 9 minutes to go. That is... so that's about 6 laps. So, on the basis that he's gaining about 3/10 every lap, it might be close between these two. It's saying it's a 5-second gap. Actually, no, the timings are all off, to be fair. What does ACC think it is? So, 4.3 the gap between Maggio and Edwardson. If he's gaining about 3/10 a lap, he's probably not going to have enough by the end of this race to get past him. But he is popping in some really good lap times. Like, super good lap times. Let's have a look then. So, my race control is bugged, I think. Yeah, my race control is not happy at all. So yeah, so we've got the lap times here. So a 33.9 for Maggio and a 33.0 for Dan. So that was nearly a second quicker that lap. And as you can see on the timing screens, obviously you can't see it on TikTok, but on YouTube and Twitch, you can see on the actual delta, 3.7 the gap. So he's come down like 6 tenths in a lap and a half alone. So watch out for this little battle here. Could spice up. Callum Jones has managed to become being an overtakee to an overtaker in the last 7 minutes of this race. Who's going to dive up the inside, yes he is, of Dario in the Ferrari. So that's Callum up to P8, apparently only 2 seconds away from Barry and lapping faster than Barry. So it might be that we actually finish this race with a little flurry of overtaking manoeuvres. Brewster can't get past Gabriel. That is just not possible. He's been trying for quite a considerable amount of time to get past. Dan has just done a 33.6 and Maggio is still in the 33.9s. So the gap is about 2 tenths last time around. So again, it needs to be consistent. The lap times Dan's lap times need to be super consistent. Barry might come under pressure from Callum towards the end part of this race. Barry's just done a 33.8. Well, Callum's just done a 34.5. But obviously he was trying to do an overtaking manoeuvre. So, yeah, that might be the reason why. But our leader, yeah, he's flying. Absolutely flying. He's over... Yeah, it's saying 3 seconds. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, hang on a minute. Our leader then has had a slight issue because the last time around he's done a 140.3. So here we go then. This is not over. Our leader has had a huge, great big moment somewhere towards the latter part of the last sector of this race. So yeah, that's keep an eye on this lap times then, because yeah, Bruno is still knocking. Sharon is not a million miles away as well, and yeah, it's very interesting indeed. So 33.9 again for Maggio, 33.1 for Dan. So again, about 8 tenths of a gap between the two of them. So Dan is still on the charge. 2.8 it's saying right now. 2.1 can be seen. Yeah, the gap's back up to 4 seconds between P1 and P2. And Barry is slowly gaining again onto the back of Davida, but was also being caught by Jones, who has finally... has he finally found the pace in that into that Mustang, or is he? Are people around him just struggling? So Barry is pushing on now and trying to get past Davide for the end of this race. Sharon has got a lot closer to the back of Zanichi, and yeah, the leader's just done a 34.7, where the other two guys around him are in the 33.2s and the 33.3s. So yeah, this is not potentially over just yet, as Dan Edvardson is also really on the charge. He was 1.2 seconds quicker than Maggio last time around, as he's trying to maneuver himself around the traffic. And as you can see, Maggio has just gone through T2 or T3, whichever one you want to call it, and Dan is there. George Stevens is still trying to get past Ganley, sorry, a bit further down the grid, and Brewster cannot get past Gabriel at all. George is he's also struggling. Yeah, so the gap's coming down. Barry is also really applying the pressure now onto Davide. It's now 1.1 the gap between him and Davide, and it's also so it's a similar gap for battle for P2, battle for P4, and a battle for P6. So yeah, it's still all to play for with 2 minutes to go. Barry is now 0.8 up, 0.7 now to Davide. So Davide is really struggling to get this car round the grid. Although Davide was the last ones to box, so you would imagine that his tyres should be a little bit more fresher potentially than Barry's. As we've crossed the line to start another lap. Again, Maggio is super in the 33.9s. Again, half a second taken off of him from Dan. So yeah, those two are still flying. The leader has just pumped in a 33.5, but again, 33.0 for P2, 33.2 for P3. So the leader is not having all their own way within the with what 90 seconds left of this race to go. This 80 minutes has gone super fast. So we see a yellow flag for car 6, which is Morgan has gone off somewhere. That's going to be an unsafe rejoin, surely. Jesus Christ. Callum is losing Barry now. Yeah, he's... Oh, it's about a 10th in it, but yeah, not enough, not enough. So here we go then. Before the end of this race, where is the leader? The leader is just about to cross the finish line. So this will be the last lap of the race. 34.3 for the leader, 33.8 for Zanucci. He's got to really push now. But Barry Hagen is really pushing onto the back of Davide. Can Davide hold on for the next lap and a half? Yeah, a lap and a half with these two. Or is Barry going to get past? Same conversation that we had with Dan and Maggio. Maggio just about to cross the finish line now with a 33.5, and Dan pops in a 33.2 as Barry then is going to line Davide up into the penultimate corner, and he wants to hold on. He wants to be as close as possible to Davide as he can to be able to get a slingshot up the hill into turn 1 and potentially get past turn 1. Alternatively, turn 2 is going to be where it's at. So here we go then. Davide is just popping in a 34.3 and Barry's done a 34.1. So here we go. Barry's going to be super close, but Davide gets a good exit out of turn 1 and is flashing the back markers to say, look, I'm coming past, but I need your slipstream just to try and hold off Barry. Barry's not an idiot. Barry won't lunge into T3, I don't think. But he's going to have to try and do something else. Oh, he always gets past him. Davide is getting a terrible exit, probably getting bogged down with that traction control, and that has brought Barry ever closer to Davide with 0.1 the gap as the timer has ticked to 0, and the leader of Dagnini has actually taken the victory of this race. Zanucci coming home in P2, Sharon P3, Maggio and Dan are literally battling it out into the last corner. Can Dan get past? Dan's got super wide. Oh, he's gone off. He's gone off. He's entered the pit lane. Oh no, that is Dan off. That is Dan off. And then if we go back to Barry and Davide, Dan Edwardson is not going to finish this race in P5. He's having to return to the pit lane to finish this race. I think he might have just got enough. He has finished eventually in P5, but I don't think Barry's got enough to finish in P6. Davide holds him off in the end, and Davide Mandolisi comes home to take P6. Barry coming home to take P7. Callum comes home in P8 after probably quite a difficult drive in that Mustang. The Ferrari of Dario P9. Lili coming home in P10. Salah P11, Gabriel P12, Brewster P13, Morganella crosses the line P14. Satari, we're not completing their time penalty, gets us 130 seconds penalty for not completing their pit strategy. George coming home in P15. People are leaving. Fuller 17. People are leaving. It's difficult to do the classification when people are disconnecting. We'll do it in a second when everyone crosses the line. The last person to cross the line then is Katosh. And Ryan Jackson, thanks for the follow on TikTok. So where are we at? Ganley 14, Tatari 15, Fuller 16, Marcinis 17. Where are we? Sorry, Marcinis 19. Katosh is 20. The Gower 21. Lan Franici 22. Canton 23. Not sure what happened to Canton. And Ari Fastow finishing in 24th place. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this race. Unfortunately, due to the fact that I'm single crewing tonight, I won't be doing driver interviews. Apologies if there are people wanted to have a catch up with me. My throat is killing me and I need to get more water. So if people don't mind, I'm probably going to cancel the driver interviews. Oh, I can't. There are people up there. No. I will do it. I will do it. Hang on a moment. I will do it. I will do it. It's only fair. People are sitting up there waiting. Then I will bring people in. Let me just pull the replay over and let me just pull the replay up. Oh, did it save? Yes, it did. And then we'll pull. I'm not sure who was first. So I will grab the first person that I see, which is Barry. Good evening, sir. Oh, hang on. It might not work. Try talking again. No, I can't do driver interviews. I just realised because they can't hear you on the stream. Something has broken, yeah. So I'm now essentially talking to myself. So yeah, I do apologise. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, say nada on the driver interviews because they are my. I don't know what's happened. My audio. That's why I did it on my own because Ollie just couldn't hear Ollie. Let me try one more thing.
Lap 10.
I am not sure. Talk now.
Hello?
Oh, hang on. That might have worked.
Oh, am I back? Oh, apparently the replay doesn't want to work for me. That's great.
1 second, Barry. Right, will be just a slight another technical issue. 1 second. Oh, it's going to be super loud for people, I think. Let me just, for some reason. Just try talking now. Oh, damn, it's not working. Blast. No, it doesn't work. I'm really sorry, Barry. But yes, you had a fantastic race. So people that obviously, I know people can't hear you, but I can hear you. Well done. It was a good race. Oh, you did all right, man. You did all right. You did absolutely fine. I can imagine. I can imagine. I can imagine. That's yeah. That's probably really warm in there. But yeah, I will chat to you in a moment. Sorry, mate. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, I am really sorry for everybody who wanted to have a quick catch up with me tonight. For some reason, my software is just not working, and yeah, I don't know what the problem is. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure that out. But yeah, I just want to say thank you very much, everybody who's raced this evening, who's watched this evening, all the followers on TikTok, all the likes, subscribes. Thank you so much, everybody. Remember, we will be live tomorrow all day, for 6 hours at least, to do the 24 hours of Nordschleifer replacement, 6 hours of Nords. So if you are at a loose end tomorrow, or you just want to just chill out with a bit of motorsport, then please feel free to head over to our Twitch and YouTube and get yourself involved with that. I hope you have the rest. Well, let me start again. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday for whatever you're doing. Thank you very much, everybody. We really do appreciate your support. As always, stay safe, have fun, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Good night. Bye-bye.